Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Nina's Chelsea Corner. If you're new around here, Chelsea beat Southampton 4-0 at home. A win at last, and it doesn't mean everything is suddenly okay, but it's nice to just talk about a victory. Yes, it was expected, and yes, we would have expected nothing less, but 4 different goal scorers, a clean sheet. Haven't had a clean sheet since the Everton 0-0 game in December, so it's been a hot minute. I won't count the Morecambe one because yeah, we're not even in that cup, and it was Morecambe, with all due respect, and we're not even in that cup, so what does it matter? But a clean sheet in the league, and most importantly, 3 points on the board. So it's a nice feeling. At least we get to talk about a win. Some players who haven't scored in a hot minute getting a goal for confidence, and hopefully that just improves that mentality a little bit going into the remainder of the season, and we can hopefully grind out some more results. Now, we'll talk about the protest which happens before the game. We'll talk about the football as well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please hit the like button, guys, and subscribe if you are new around here. I'll post a few videos on shorts from the protest itself if you guys want to check that out, but I'm sure you have seen all of the banners, the clips. There were quite a few people, I'd say, more people than I expected. And of course 6 p.m, it was an awkward timing of kickoff as well, so it meant that maybe not as many people could get there, but also everyone that was there really did make an impact. So congratulations, I guess. Great to everyone who went, and for those who didn't, and I know a lot of you have said to me and talked to me in the comments saying, you know, if you were in the country, if you were in London, you would go. And you guys, you mean just as much, and your impact is just as worthy. Just because you weren't there doesn't mean that you're not on board with what the actual thing stands for, what the importance of this is, and sending out a message and having your voice heard, talking about it on social media, talking about it with your friends, and just making it known that you're supporting the club. That's just as worthy. So yeah, absolutely no need to feel left out or anything. But for those of you who would like to see some more footage, that will be posted in a short for you on my channel, so keep a look out for that. But yes, once that was done, we went in and set up to hopefully beat Southampton. I mean, I predicted 3-1. I didn't really trust us to keep a clean sheet, so I guess that exceeded my expectations. Jorgensen, we'll talk about the players individually, but, you know, it was nice to see that Maresca went for a similar setup. He was in and is proactively trying to change something in the team, have us playing a little bit more exciting, I guess, because our football has been so dire and predictable recently that it was nice to see Neto up top. I thought he was so lively, so bright. He was a fantastic addition in his new role, I will call it, because I think we'll see him in that role a lot more moving forwards. But he was everywhere. He was making the right runs, he was moving the ball well, he was opening up spaces around the pitch, and just really great from him all round. I really hope, and you can see how much that goal meant to him, I really hope he can get some more. He really needs to up his goal tally, and I certainly think that there is a player in him, and I'm excited to see what the future brings. But Neto, really happy with him. Thought he was great. In terms of the attacking line, nothing really else different. Nkunku obviously playing and Cole Palmer. Now, it's really interesting because Nkunku also got his goal, and once again, just a player that has been void of confidence and has been, I guess, subject to a lot of criticism. He's not a striker, he is not a number 9. I think that's quite clear and it doesn't work, but I think he does a better job when he is maybe out wide, but even then I still don't trust him to keep possession very much, and I think that's the danger of perhaps switching it and trying Palmer out on the wing and Nkunku in a 10, for example. I don't think that would work, because I think Nkunku is more inclined to concede possession than Palmer is, and that's just the danger of that role, because we know Palmer can play anywhere. He's good. But yeah, Nkunku got his goal anyway, really great. Saw that blue balloon, it's been a while, but I guess he must have enjoyed a Premier League goal as opposed to one in the Conference League, certainly. And again, I thought The first 20 minutes were a bit frustrating. Until we got the opener, it was a tough watch. There were some moans and groans coming in from the stands, guys. And trust me, it was frustrating to watch. I mean, I'm sure if you guys were watching it on TV, you could probably feel it too, but it was such a struggle to play out the back. And it looked like we were 4-0 up at 0-0. And we were trying to protect the ball amongst ourselves, like we're playing against the team that we're afraid of. That's really what it seemed like. So that's what the kind of frustration was about. It really was not good enough. And Jorgensen, he was struggling to distribute it, and if he was, he'd play it out, or he would just struggle to find a player in blue. And honestly, it was a really tough watch. And even where he did distribute it, the player would either take a heavy touch, it wouldn't be distributed into midfield, and it was a very, very difficult watch. And of course, you know, when you see you're playing the opposition, Southampton, with all due respect, they are bottom of the table. They've not been playing great football. I said, any other day, any other team, their front line will force errors out of that kind of playing out the back the way we were. And we certainly cannot do that in the remaining fixtures. And we'll talk about the wider context and sort of the remainder of the season. But yeah, that was a cause for concern. And thankfully, we weren't punished for it. But yeah, so until that opener, it was a bit frustrating to watch, but eventually got our goal through Nkunku. Right place he was, opened the scoring, and yeah, and then it was only up from there. I think we gradually were doing much better. I think Southampton had a little bit too much of the ball at times than I would have liked, but they were forcing you know, errors out of us, and at times just we were maybe making like a passing behind a little too early, or we were misreading each other's like passes and runs, and there was a bit of confusion across the pitch. And I guess that's where we are lacking more of a collective approach, I guess, to our games recently. But yeah, it was nice to see Levi Colwill get on the score sheet, a header as well that we haven't seen in a while. But to be 3-0 up at half time, that's when I could truly rest. Sounds wild, doesn't it? But that's when I said, okay, 3-0. It's hard to come, it's hard to lose this game now, isn't it? But no, all jokes aside, really good to get the third. And Levi Colwill, his celebration said it all. He knows that he's got work to do though. Defensively, yeah, he's got a lot of work to do, and I think he's yet to improve and prosper, and he's got the room and the time, I guess, to do so. But just to see him, and I think, you know, all goals in their own way were really good, really technical. So just nice to celebrate some goals, guys. So yeah, 3-0 up, and then we go on to score a fourth. Marc Correa, just the technique on that goal, guys, and he does love himself a goal recently. Man of the match performance from Marc Correa, and once again, we know that Marc Correa has massively improved from the player that we bought from Brighton, and were really confused at why we paid the fee we did. But again, I think he's really improved during his time at Chelsea. Is quite an important player as well, and something that you just always get with Marc Correa is just relentless work ethic, running around non-stop, trying to win his duels, trying to win his fouls, and yeah, I guess I'm quite happy. James was obviously rested for this one. Good decision, I think, from Maresca to rest Reece there, because we're going to need him for the remaining fixtures, certainly. And again, when you look at how much this team can level up, it's not a lot. We didn't level up with the transfer window because we didn't bring in anyone to kind of take us to that next level for the remainder of the season, knowing all too well that we need freshening up, and now we don't really have that. So we're looking to players like Tyreek George and Dewsbury Hall to come on. Not that that's a bad thing, but you know, Tyreek George, he looks so bright and he's great and he's got a lot of potential in him. But again, the fact that we didn't go about spending correctly and didn't perhaps target someone with a bit more experience, or someone who, you know, naturally can have more goals to him, we're going to look to Tyreek George to be that kind of super sub for us, and hopefully a game changer, I think, as well, because you either have to trust that your starting 11 can do a job until all players return, because we're not spoilt for choice. We don't have depth on the bench, so that's a real cause for concern, I think, moving forward. But yeah, I guess what we had on the pitch was enough to see out a win. And then, of course, Maresca handed out some debuts as well, which was lovely to see. Some special moments for the players. And Yeah, not much else to say really. I think, you know, good result. It doesn't mean that everything's like suddenly okay. Leicester, I think equally I look at, as I do this one, for me, Southampton and Leicester, I said 6 out of 6 and nothing else. No if, buts or maybes. And then we move on to a bit of a, well, a very tough run. So how that will go, I'm not too sure. We're going to need, and I think the only thing that gives me a little bit more confidence is we'll have Fofana back. Reece is available and hopefully he can stay fit. But Nicholas Jackson, obviously, we're not too sure, but Noni Madueke equally, like all these injuries that we do have, but we're going to need to be mentally and physically in the game in order to win fixtures. The top 4 race is still very much wide open, and Chelsea do still have a very big frailty to them. There's a lack of consistency game in, game out, but I think there's only so much Maresca can do and change in order to make us tough to play against. So that's up to him to work out, unfortunately, because only he can do something. And obviously the players, will support them, back them. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments down below how you guys felt about the game. Do leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more content like this, guys. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.